play at the same time, I'm discovering. But, one of the things that you realize the more you do this is that eventually all the notes are available to you. And I don't mean just in the context of we're applying for a Canada Council grant and we're playing really weird and dissonant all over the place. I mean that virtually all 12 notes are available as passing tones, so here's a jazz lick for you. I'm going to play outline the D minor chord, and then starting on A, I'm going to play. So go up chromatically, and then G. Try that. And then down in E, maybe. Okay, first just play the chord. And then A, B flat, B. And then G, A flat, A. Think about some of the notes that were in there. And when I play a D minor chord, if I just play a B flat, or I play an A flat, I mean that's pretty dissonant stuff. So the point of that is you don't land on those notes, but as long as you start somewhere and you go somewhere, and you start in the right place and you go somewhere inside the chord, then all that stuff works. So let me see if I can talk and play piano and flute all at the same time. So you can hear how that fits, but that's a lick that I stole out of a book or a record or something like that and practiced, and now it's just something that comes out maybe too frequently, but we all have those, don't we?
Staples?
Yeah. My favorite lick in the world, the thing that got me into all of this was a Johnny Otis show record, who's a famous blues guy, and there was an alto sax player named Eddie Cleanhead Vincent, and he was famous for singing a song called "They Call Me Mr. Cleanhead," and that song featured that record. That record featured that song, and he starts his solo with this. I'm playing it in a bunch of different keys, but that one lick, he plays it so perfectly, and now I can't get through a night without playing it at least twice, and it's been like that for years and years and years. But you need some of those things. That's the, you know. You got to listen to lots of music, and you got to take stuff. Do you guys ever play with records, like put on your favorite records and just your non-classical records and just play along with them? Anybody do that? Yeah. What kind of stuff are you playing with?
Mostly folk, Rickettsy, Dave Bennett, and whatever happens to be, Pink Floyd. Sometimes I'll cross that and see what can go with it. Pretty much anything.
Okay, that's fantastic. I really recommend that you do that because it's going to open your ears up to all kinds of stuff. Don't worry about doing it with complicated stuff that has a lot of key changes and things like that. Most pop records, in fact, not really. I thought I should grab a couple of sort of poppy tunes and bring them in today and try playing with them. Because look, in the real world, when you go out and if you're doing recording sessions on flute and stuff, this is what they're going to ask you to do if you're in a pop context. It's pretty rare that you do a recording session on some kind of pop or rock or you know, any popular music form, and someone hands you a chart and says, "Here, play this," unless they've hired a whole section of an orchestra, and then of course it would be charted out. But you know, if you get a call, if Dave Gunning calls you and says, you know, come on up to where is he, New Glasgow or wherever his studio is, and put a flute part on one of my tunes, he's not going to hand you a chart when you get there. He's just going to say, well, it's an E, I think, and then you take it from there. So it's not only a really great exercise for your ears. I think there's a real practical angle to this that you know, in the future, if you have the opportunity to do some of that kind of stuff. Or if you have friends that are singer-songwriters or have some kind of pop band, you should you know, get together with them and start figuring out parts that, you know, it's not just about what key are you in. Okay, we're playing an E, and you just start playing. Like, start learning parts. So if you grab anybody ever heard of Bebel Gilberto? Her parents were famous, very famous Brazilian musicians, and she's become quite a famous musician herself, and has 3 or 4 albums out that are I don't buy a lot of pop records because I'm a bit of a jazz snob, but I love her records. So I pulled this one out last night. I thought, okay, I should learn and I didn't really learn it, but stuff like this, you find out it's really simple. So basically what's happening